Welcome back to the Sting of Scorpion C31, and today I'll be talking about the Beast Pack and Elfilin, so without a further ado, let's get started. The Beast Pack. First introduced in Kirby and the Forgotten Land, the Beast Pack is a group of hostile beast-like creatures in the Kirby series. Collectively, this group serves as the overall antagonists of Kirby and the Forgotten Land. The plot of Kirby and the Forgotten Land is that a dark storm suddenly appeared in the skies of Dreamland, with a multitude of dimensional rifts opening up that begin to suck up everything. Kirby, his allies, and the many citizens of Dreamland are pulled into these portals, landing on into the Forgotten Lands, a mysterious world with abandoned structures from a past ancient civilization. The Beast Pack would then make their appearance and are seen attacking and capturing the citizens of Dreamland, mainly the carefree but hardworking Waddle Dees. The Waddle Dees had made a town for refuge and attempted to defend themselves from the Beast Pack, but their efforts are just not enough to surpass the power of the beasts. Fortunately, Kirby managed to not get caught by the Beast Pack, as he arrived at the Forgotten Lands a bit later than everyone else. Once Kirby arrives at Waddle Dee Town, the town is seen to be in shambles, with most of the Waddle Dees have already been captured by the Beast Pack. As a mystical blue rodent-like creature with a joyful, innocent, and mindful personality named Elfilin, who aided the Waddle Dees, attempts to find a place to hide, but is cornered by the Beast Pack. Kirby, in turn, frees Elfilin from the Beast Pack's grasp. Elfilin thanks Kirby before explaining that he must save the Waddle Dees. Kirby offers to help, and the two formally introduce themselves to each other before they set off to rescue the captured Waddle Dees. Along the way, Kirby would encounter the executives of this peculiar Beast Pack, which includes Gorimondo, the strong-armed brute gorilla with a big appetite, who is in charge of capturing the Waddle Dees and gathering food. Claraline, the lethal leopard, with a graceful, idolized yet direct personality, whom acts as a point of contact for the Beast Pack's boss, and would later on meet Silly Dillo, the armor-plated prancer armadillo with a goofy, forgetful, horridful personality, whom is tasked with capturing Kirby and Elfilin. As the two friends journey together, defeating more Beast Pack members, they run into the one and only King Dedede, whom had recently become an executive of the Beast Pack. Why would King Dedede do such a thing? Only time will tell. Kirby defeats the king and does his usual victory dance. While Kirby is distracted, Elfilin gets captured by King Dedede and taken to Lab Discovera. Once Kirby realizes this, he follows behind the king. Kirby would eventually catch up to the king and defeat him in battle once more, restoring him back to his senses. As it turns out, he was put under control. Kirby then goes within Lab Discovera to retrieve Elfilin. There, he would meet the brawny king of beasts, Leongar. Leongar and the Beast Pack wanted Elfilin due to two things: having a special power to travel dimensions, and, well, it is revealed to us that long ago, the specimen known as IDF-86, or Fecto-Elfilis, the ultimate life form, had arrived at the Forgotten Lands from another world. A campaign of destruction began from this invasive extraterrestrial parasitic biological hazardous creature and threatened the entire wildlife population. It was captured by the Ancients before it could complete its invasion. The Ancients began studying IDF-86's spatial teleportation abilities and used its powers for their own gain, creating technology that could warp through dimensions and much more as we now know. However, 30 years later, a warp-related incident occurred within the facility, causing a new lifeform known as IDF-87, or Elfilin, the creature's compassionate soul, separated from IDF-86. Elfilin managed to escape in the aftermath and could not be located. As a result, IDF-86, or now known as Fecto-Furgo, was reduced to a giant leeching and Byronic abomination. Leongar then goes on to explain that the past civilization was since granted unimaginable great powers from their research on IDF-86, and soon abandoned them and everything else just to go to a land of dreams, a dreamland. What you don't know is that Furgo was left in a state of permanent stasis, and remained in its eternal capsule, long abandoned for countless years. As a result, Furgo grew very upset, needing back its other half to not only become whole again, but to stay active, taking refuge in the realm of dreams. Over time, those dreams spread powerful waves of psychic energy, which slowly started taking control of those closest. Many years later, Furgo was encountered by Leongar, or, well, his real name being Leon, the leader of the animal kingdom. Sensing an opportunity to escape its confinement and to stay alive, Furgo used its psychic powers emitted by its dreams to take over his mind, brainwashing him into his minion. Using Leongar, it formed the vicious Beast Pack in order to find its other half, Elfilin. To keep themselves stable, they would open several portals to Popstar to claim the Waddle Dees and force them to run the giant hamster wheels to keep power running in Lab Discovera, and brainwashed King Dedede alongside many others to further their efforts to reclaim Elfilin. Coraline, her real name being Carol, ruled the Animal Kingdom alongside Leon. They were a very famous pair of rulers and were adored by everyone. It was until Leon changed. Carol, not understanding Leon, decided to create a new identity of her own and joined the Beast Pack to follow him, as she still believed in him and deeply cares about him. Leon is defeated and Elfilin is freed. An enraged Furgo decides to abandon all of its plans and consume everything, starting with Leon and some Beast Pack members, becoming the crudely made Chimera Fecto Furgo. When that too is bested, Furgo manages to snag and assimilate with Elfilin, thus allowing it to become Fecto Elfilis once more. Kirby manages to defeat the monstrosity, at which point Elfilin breaks free. He and Kirby then work together to put an end to the monster just before it could cause more harm, being to have Planet Popstar and the Forgotten Lands to crash into one another. However, if you thought the story ended here, you're very wrong, as despite Fecto Elfilis' destruction, his soul survived, leaving Soul Furgo in a formless and humiliated state. Soul Furgo then fled to Furgo Dream, a world created by Furgo's psychic dreams when it was trapped within the Eternal Capsule in Lab Discovera, bringing Leon along with it. There, it plotted to continue its invasions by creating an army of phantom illusionary beasts with its psychic energy, as well as to take over Leon's body and use it as a vessel. Thus, it shattered Leon's soul and scattered its pieces throughout the world. Kirby and Elfilin are pulled into this world once an upset Carol notices a strange dimensional rift at Waddle Dee Town. Once they reach Leon, Kirby and Elfilin restore Leon with the pieces of his soul. They all have a short-lived celebration before Soul Furgo seizes Leon's mind, forcing him to fight Kirby yet again. Kirby comes out on top and knocks Soul Furgo out of Leon. Soul Furgo prepares to battle with Kirby, but is interrupted when a red butterfly flutters in and lands on its face. The butterfly absorbs Soul Furgo and, using its power, becomes the underworld's fluttering fiend, Morphonite. Afterwards, Soul Furgo turns the tables and absorbs Morphonite's power. Soul Furgo had gained a new body after it absorbed the native beast souls and Morphonite's power, becoming Chaos Elfilis. Chaos Elfilis and Kirby duke it out in a grueling final battle, and Chaos Elfilis is defeated and dissolves into particles. One particle willingly makes its way to Elfilin, who absorbs it into himself, finally putting an end to Furgo and allowing them to truly become one again. In the end, Leon is restored back to his senses and can now happily rule over the Animal Kingdom once more with Carol. This world is in good paws once again. And that's all there really is to know about the Beast Pack and Elfilin. What are your thoughts on the Beast Pack and Elfilin? Want to see them show up in a future Kirby game? Let me know in the comment section below. Like this video if you liked it, and subscribe for more. Farewell.